Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, The Knowledge Library. Today we are here to discuss 50 MCQs from the topic National Science Day. So let us begin. Our first question is, when is National Science Day celebrated? Option A, 21st February. Option B, 23rd February. Option C, 26th February. And option D, 28th February. The correct answer is option D, 28th February. Moving on to the next question. National Science Day is celebrated to commemorate the discovery of option A, greenhouse effect, option B, Raman effect, option C, additive genetic effects, and option D, accelerator effect. The correct answer is option B, Raman effect. Moving on to the next question. Who instituted national awards in 1987 in India? Option A, Planning Commission. Option B, Niti Aayog. Option C, Department of Science and Tech. And option D, Ministry of Environment. The correct answer is Department of Science and Technology. Moving on to the next question. In which year Isaac Newton published Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy for the first time? Option A, 1682, option B, 1684, option C, 1685, and option D, 1687. The correct answer is option D, 1687. Moving on to the next question. Which day is celebrated as the National Mathematics Day in India as a respect to S. Ramanujan? Option A, 17th January. Option B, 13th of March. Option C, 30th of August. And option D, 22nd December. The correct answer is option C, 22nd December. Moving on to the next question. S. Ramanujan is the first Indian to be elected as fellow of which one of the colleges? Option A, Presidency College. Option B, Trinity College. Option C, London College. And option D, Cambridge College. The correct answer is option B, Trinity College. Moving on to the next question. Which number is famously known as the Ramanujan-Hardy number? Option A, 1004. Option B, 1992. Option C, 1309. And option D, 1729. The correct answer is option D, 1729. Moving on to the next question. Which scientist is known as the founder of India's first pharmaceutical company, Bengal Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals? Option A, Shivram Bhoje. Option B, Arvind Bhatnagar. Option C, Sri Kumar Banerjee. And option D, Prafulla Chandra Ray. The correct answer is option D, Prafulla Chandra Ray. Moving on to the next question. When was Dr. C.V. Raman awarded the Nobel Prize for the Raman effect? Option A, 1920. Option B, 1930. Option C, 1940. And option D, 1950. So the correct answer is option B, 1930. Moving on to the next question. When was the National Science Day first celebrated? Option A, 28th February 1983. Option B, 28th February 1985. Option C, 28th February 1987. And option D, 20th February 1989. The correct answer is option D, 28th February 1987. Moving on to the next question. Dr. Raman was awarded the Bharat Ratna in which year? Option A, 1951. Option B, 1954. Option C, 1955. And option D 1959. The correct answer is option B 1954. Moving on to the next question. For which work did Dr. Raman get the National Prize in Physics in 1930? Option A, reflection of light. Option B, scattering of light. Option C, polarization of light. And option D, light effect. The correct answer is option B, scattering of light. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following is the full name of Dr. C.V. Raman? Option A, Sir Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman. Option B, Sir Chandra Venkata Raman. Option C, Sir Chandreshwar Venkata Raman. And option D, none of these. The correct answer is Sir Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman. Moving on to the next question. When was Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman get Matriculate Medal? Option A, 1927. Option B, 1928. Option C, 1929. And option D, 1930. The correct answer is option B, 1928. Moving on to the next question. In which Indian state Dr. C.V. Raman was born? Option A, Uttar Pradesh. Option B, Tamil Nadu. Option C, Bihar. And option D, West Bengal. The correct answer is option B, Tamil Nadu. Moving on to the next question. Who was the leader of the first expedition to Antarctica started by India? Option A, Syed J. Qasim. Option B, V.K. Raina. Option C, Harsh K. Gupta. And option D, Rasik Ravindra. The correct answer is option A, Syed Z. Qasim. Moving on to the next question. Which one is the first permanent base station of India in the Antarctica? Option A, Maitri. Option B, Bharat. Option C, Dakshin Gangotri. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option C, Dakshin Gangotri. Moving on to the next question. Total number of Indian research stations in Antarctica is? Option A, 3. Option B, 5. Option C, 2. And option D, 6. The correct answer is option A, 3. Moving on to the next question. Where is the headquarters of Indian Statistical Institute? Option A, Delhi. Option B, Kolkata. Option C, Amritsar. And option D, Bangalore. The correct answer is option B, Kolkata. Moving on to the next question. In which year Indian Statistical Institute was established? Option A, 1919. Option B, 1926. Option C, 1931. And option D, 1943. The correct answer is option C, 1931. Moving on to the next question. Who is known as the father of electricity? Option A, Alexander Graham Bell. Option B, Benjamin Franklin. Option C, Michael Faraday. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B, Benjamin Franklin. Moving on to the next question. Which scientist formulated the theory of evolution? Option A, Charles Darwin. Option B, Isaac Newton. Option C, Aristotle. And option D, Alexander Fleming. The correct answer is option A, Charles Darwin. Moving on to the next question. Who invented the telescope? Option A, Galileo Galilei. Option B, Hans Lippershey. Option C, Copernicus. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B, Hans Lippershey. Moving on to the next question. When the Nobel Prizes were first awarded? Option A, 1900. Option B, 1901. Option C, 1907. And option D, 1896. The correct answer is option B, 1901. Moving on to the next question. Who is the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Option A, Marie Curie. Option B, Irene Joliot Curie. Option C, Gertrude B. Elion. And option D, Rosalind Yellow. The correct answer is option A, Marie Curie. Moving on to the next question. All Nobel Prizes except the Peace Prize is awarded in option A, Oslo. Option B, Stockholm. Option C, London. And option D, Zurich. The correct answer is option B, Stockholm. Moving on to the next question. Who is known as the father of evolution? Option A, Gregor Mendel. Option B, Otto Hahn. Option C, Charles Darwin. And option D, Sigmund Freud. The correct answer is option C, Charles Darwin. Moving on to the next question. Who has formulated the periodic table for chemical elements? Option A, Dmitry Mendeleev. Option B, Georges Cuvier. Option C, Pierre Curie. And option D, Alfred Wegener. The correct answer is option A, Dmitry Mendeleev. Moving on to the next question. Albert Einstein received the Nobel Prize in which year? Option A, 1912. Option B, 1915. Option C, 1918. And option D, 1921. So the correct answer is option D, 1921. Moving on to the next question. Who is also known as the inventor of hydrogen bomb? Option A, Enrico Fermi. Option B, George Gamow. Option C, Edward Teller. And option D, Hans Bethe. The correct answer is option C, Edward Teller. Moving on to the next question. What was the code name of the first nuclear test conducted by US on 16th July 1945? Option A, Hurricane. Option B, Trinity. Option C, RDS-1. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B, Trinity. Moving on to the next question. How many US patents are in the name of Thomas Alva Edison? Option A, 176. Option B, 435. Option C, 822. And option D, 1093. The correct answer is option D, 1093. Moving on to the next question. Who had developed the polio vaccine? Option A, Jonas Salk. Option B, Alexander Fleming. Option C, Edward Jenner. And option D, Howard Florey. The correct answer is Option A, Jonas Salk. Moving on to the next question. Edward Jenner is famous for the invention of. Option A, penicillin. Option B, smallpox vaccine. Option C, measles vaccine. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B, smallpox vaccine. Moving on to the next question. Which gas is also known as the laughing gas? Option A, nitrogen. Option B, nitrous oxide. Option C, chlorine. And option D, methane. The correct answer is option B, nitrous oxide. Moving on to the next question. Which gas contains in largest volume in our atmosphere? Option A, oxygen. Option B, carbon. Option C, nitrogen. And option D, argon. The correct answer is option C, nitrogen. Moving on to the next question. Which one is the largest organ in a human body? Option A, skin. Option B, liver. Option C, kidney. And option D, lungs. The correct answer is option A, skin. Moving on to the next question. Which blood group is also known as the universal recipient's blood? Option A, AB group. Option B, A group. Option C, B group. And option D, O group. The correct answer is option A, AB group. Moving on to the next question. Which blood group is also known as universal donors group? Option A, AB group. Option B, A group. Option C, B group. And option D, O group. The correct answer is option D, O group. Moving on to the next question. Who is known as the inventor of the steam engine? Option A, William Murdoch. Option B, James Watt. Option C, Graham Bell. And option D, Michael Faraday. The correct answer is option B, James Watt. Moving on to the next question. What is the SI unit of electric current? Option A, volt. Option B, watt. Option C, ampere. And option D, ohm. The correct answer is option C, ampere. Moving on to the next question. Which vitamin is produced by the sunlight? Option A, vitamin A. Option B, vitamin B. Option C, vitamin C. And option D, vitamin D. The correct answer is option D, vitamin D. Moving on to the next question. The total number of chambers in a human heart is? Option A, 1. Option B, 3. Option C, 4. And option D, 2. The correct answer is option C, 4. Moving on to the next question. The hardest substance available in the world is? Option A, platinum. Option B, gold. Option C, diamond. And option D, iron. The correct answer is option A, platinum. Moving on to the next question. Which type of instrument is used to measure the moisture in the atmosphere? Option A, barometer. Option B, hydrometer. Option C, hygrometer. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option C, hygrometer. Moving on to the next question. Who is known as the architect of Param series supercomputers? Option A, Vijay P. Bhatkar. Option B, S. Ramani. Option C, S. P. Mudur. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option A, Vijay P. Bhatkar. Moving on to the next question. Who is the creator of the world's second and India's first test tube baby Durga? Option A, Devi Prasad Shetty. Option B, Sudas Mukhopadhyay. Option C, Pratap Reddy. And option D, Naresh Trihan. The correct answer is option B, Subhas Mukhopadhyay. Moving on to the next question. Where is the National Institute of Ocean Technology located? Option A, Mumbai. Option B, Visakhapatnam. Option C, Cochin. And option D, Chennai. The correct answer is option B, Chennai. Moving on to the next question. Which one is the first IIT established in India? Option A, IIT Kharagpur. Option B, IIT Mumbai. Option C, IIT Chennai. And option D, IIT Kanpur. So the correct answer is option A, IIT Kharagpur.
Like, share and subscribe our channel.